The hallway was endless. Samantha didn't remember how she got there, but the cold stone floor beneath her bare feet and the flickering overhead lights told her this was no dream. Doors lined both sides, each marked with a number. She stopped at door 53. Her name was carved into the wood in jagged, uneven letters. "How?" she muttered, reaching for the handle. The moment her fingers touched it, a scream erupted from behind the door. It was her voice. Samantha staggered back, her heart pounding. The scream subsided, replaced by a faint rhythmic knocking. It sounded like something, or someone, desperately trying to get out. "Help!" came a raspy whisper from the other side. Her instincts screamed to run, but the hallway offered no escape. Both ends stretched into an infinite void. The knocking grew louder, more insistent. Samantha clenched her fists and forced herself to speak. "Who's there?" the voice replied, chillingly calm. "You, open the door." "No," she said, backing away. "You already have," the voice said. Before she could process its meaning, the door creaked open on its own. The smell of damp earth and decay filled the air. Samantha peered inside, her breath hitching at what she saw. It was her apartment. Everything was identical. The worn couch, the coffee mug still sitting on the table. But the air was suffocating, thick with an unnatural stillness. Then she saw it. Her own body slumped on the floor. Her throat tightened as she stepped closer, drawn by a mix of horror and curiosity. The version of herself on the floor was pale, lifeless, with eyes wide open and unseeing. Her hands were clutching her phone. The screen cracked. A sharp crack behind her made her whirl around. The door slammed shut, and the sound of footsteps echoed from the hallway. A man stood there, dressed in a tattered coat, his face obscured by shadows. "You shouldn't have come," he said, his voice gravelly and low. "I didn't have a choice," Samantha replied, her voice trembling. He tilted his head. "You always have a choice. That's why you're here." "What do you mean?" He stepped closer, the air around him growing colder. "Every door is a decision you made. Every scream, every shadow. They're the pieces of yourself you tried to bury." Samantha shook her head. "I don't understand." "You will," he said, gesturing toward the lifeless body on the floor. "She's you. The you that chose fear. The you that never looked beyond the last door." Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the room began to twist, the walls folding in on themselves. Samantha was back in the hallway, the man gone. But now the doors were different. Each bore a reflection of her face, distorted and monstrous. From behind them, voices called out, some pleading, others mocking. One door stood out. It was blank, unmarked, its handle glowing faintly. Samantha hesitated, then approached it. The air was thick with dread, but something about the door felt final. Her hand trembled as she turned the knob. The door swung open to reveal a void of swirling darkness. "Step through," a familiar voice said. She turned to see the man again, his face still hidden. "What's on the other side?" she asked. "Freedom or oblivion," he replied. "It's up to you." Tears welled in her eyes. "Why is this happening to me?" "Because you're the one who created this," he said. "You locked away your fears, your regrets, your pain. But they've been waiting. And now you face them or you don't." Samantha stared into the void, her mind racing. Memories flashed before her. Every failure, every betrayal, every moment she had chosen to avoid instead of confront. She took a deep breath and stepped forward. The darkness engulfed her, and the whispers became deafening. When Samantha opened her eyes, she was standing in her apartment. The air was fresh, the light warm. She looked down at her hands, realizing they were steady for the first time in years. The hallway, the man, the doors. It was gone, but she wasn't the same. On her coffee table lay a key, old and ornate. She picked it up, a small smile tugging at her lips. This time, she wouldn't be afraid to unlock the doors.